Good evening, everybody. Happy Monday. Come on in, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. We are just going to have a little chit chat this evening. No reviews tonight. Just kind of, well, actually, no TV reviews or anything. Just kind of recapping, everything that we discussed. Well, not everything we discussed, but some of what we discussed in the interview that I did the other day with a Latasha Edwards, who, if you watched the video that I did a few days ago, a live interview with Latasha Edwards, she is a survivor of domestic violence and stalking, and she came onto my platform to do a live interview. I actually met her at her home, and she actually lives here in my city, and I had met her in at her home, and we had a little chit chat, did an interview, and just wanted to again just recap some of what we discussed. And I want to know how you guys, felt about the interview, or what you thought about anything she said, or when we was doing that interview, she was kind of like giving some advice to women who might be in that situation, or might know someone who would be in that situation. If you've ever been in that situation, feel free to give some advice or commentate on anything that she said. But I thought it was a really, really great interview, and I know beforehand she has said, there's some things that she didn't want to get too specific with as far as the attacks, because she said some of them were really, they were really bad. So she didn't want to speak on those certain things, because she was like, for one thing, I know my child, I have probably small family members who watched YouTube, things like that, so I don't want them to know like the gruesome details of my attacks when she was attacked. So she did leave out some of the things as far as like her attack went, but she did still give us a lot, a lot of details on what she experienced during that time when she was being harassed, stalked, assaulted. And again, I thought it was a really great interview. I think we hit a lot of key subjects, a lot of key points on like what you should do if you're in that situation, or if you know anybody else in that situation. I'm also, I need to hit her up, because I forgot to hit her up after the interview and ask for the exact link to the actual show that was done about her story on the ID Discovery Channel on cable, the ID Discovery Channel. They had did a show about her some years ago, and it wasn't her. The person you saw on the interview with me was Latasha Edwards, obviously, but on the show they used like actresses and actors and all that kind of stuff on the show. But she took her story to London, and she's an advocate for domestic violence and stalking, and she then spoke in different places from Texas, and took her story to London, and helped them create a show based off of her story. It was actually the ID channel. I watch that channel all the time. It's, for some reason I like crime shows. Like a lot of people, I like crime shows, detective, police shows, FBI, all that kind of stuff. And so they, often discuss different topics from assault, harassment, domestic violence, murder, all kind of stuff. So when they reached out to her, she didn't believe it at first. She was like, no, these people ain't reaching out to me because they really want to talk to me. There's got to be some kind of scam or something, Hey, Naturally Nolans. Hey, how you doing? Good evening. Thank you for throwing up those TVs. Yes, that is our emojis for our YouTube channel, them TVs, y'all. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for hitting that like button on the way in. I am doing wonderful, just doing wonderful. Just trying to stay here, stay cool here. I'm sure it's really hot down there where you are. And you guys got, is it the SFS? The Essence Fest is this week, right? Like this weekend. So it's going to be really deep down south. I wish I could come. I really, really wish I could come. Things didn't pan out this year for me to come down there, but hopefully next year I will be able to come. I want to go down there so badly, so badly. But yeah, it's been extremely hot up here. I'm like, I don't know how they dealing down south, because if it's hot up here, I know it's much hotter down there. But yeah, I was just up here just recapping, some of, the interview that I had did with Miss Latasha Edwards a few days ago on domestic violence and stalking. Again, I'm trying to do like an interview once a month leading up to Domestic Violence Month, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is in October. So there is somebody else that I'm going to be interviewing probably within like 3 weeks or so. I actually got like 3 people lined up. So they're going to tell like different stories, what they went through, how they got out of their situation and the effects of it and what happened, the after results, the end results and things like that. One of them actually ended up in jail, was being domestically assaulted, and she fought back and she ended up in jail. So I want to have that person come on my show as well. But yeah, again, I thought it was a really good show. Again, you guys let me know what you thought about it. I know there's been some comments in the comment section of the video, and they were saying things like, it's good to hear someone speak about it. This is really important, because a lot of people don't speak about it. They don't want to they don't want people to know exactly what they went through, because a lot of people feel like people would look at them sideways. Like, some people, honestly, how could you let this go on? You didn't know they was crazy when you met them? You didn't see the signs? You didn't, why didn't you fight back? Do this, buy a gun, do that. Everybody has something to say when they're not in that situation. Like when I was going through it with my ex, he was stalking me here, then he moved to England, and then he was not stalking me, but he was harassing me and he I don't know who he had stalking me. Somebody was stalking me. He knew what I was doing, where I was at. He knew where I lived. He found out my phone number that was unlisted. He knew I had a child. He knew who was the father. I mean, it was just certain things that he knew for me not to have spoken to him in some time. So, and my dad at that time, it was like, well, why don't you get a weapon? Come down here and get my strap. I'm like, no, I don't want to get no weapons. A lot of people don't want to get weapons because they don't want weapons in the home with their children. And my son was really small at that time, and I didn't want no weapons in my house. Latasha, she didn't have no gun or nothing like that either. She had 2 small children. So it was kind of like, if you're not have been in that situation, you can't just say what you're going to do if you're not in somebody else's shoes. Somebody else said, I'm sorry that happened to her. Speaking up for others is always important. Let's see. One of the other comments was, where is it? Oh, somebody named Nicole. She said, always speak up. There are folks out there waiting to help. It's not easy, but I'm glad she made it out of that. And that is important. That is very, very important. When Latasha, when she was talking to us about her story, she was saying she did not want to involve anybody else. She thought she could do it on her own. She thought she could get rid of him on her own. She thought she could just call the police and tell them she's being stalked and harassed, and he put his hands on her. She thought the police would just do something. I was so shocked and appalled to hear what she said. She said her main biggest mistake in that situation was taking the advice of a police officer. And I'm like, how is taking the advice of a police officer your biggest mistake? You would think they would be trying to tell you, how to go about, your situation or what to do. She said they told her to continue a to continue communication with this guy. And they said, hopefully that will calm him down. I'm like, what? The police told you what? They told you to continue communication with that guy, and hopefully that will calm him down. And I'm like, I cannot believe the police gave her that advice. Like, this man is breaking in your house. This man is destroying your property. This man is putting his hands on you, threatening to do things to you, your family, showing up at your job, calling you 3,000 times a day, breaking out your windows, sneaking in your house, hiding in your attics when you sleep at night. I mean, hiding in your bushes. He did so much. He did so much. And then on top of that, they had a record already for a lot of other victims. Remember, she was victim 22. She had no idea. No idea. She was victim number 22. And within 3 months, he turned Jekyll and Hyde. And they weren't even like dating. They weren't like, well, let me correct that. They weren't in a relationship. They weren't like monogamous or nothing like that. They weren't girlfriend and boyfriend. They were dating. And you know, when you start off dating, you might go out to eat once a week. You might go to a movie next week. You might, have dinner. You know what dating is. Come on, y'all. But it wasn't to the point where it's like, okay, you my woman, I'm your man. Within the few months that they were talking, a lot of people call it talking. That's what we used to call it back in the day. I think they still do. Like, oh, we just talking, we just getting to know each other, But, no relationship. And I hate to think what it would have been like if they were actually in a serious relationship. Like the times when she was saying that he was like, okay, no, let me back up. When she had found out that she wasn't the only one. She found that out basically because the girl that he had to steal her ID and go get credit cards and basically ruin her credit. He was setting her up for a downfall because of the fact she didn't want him. So he had stole all her ID. The girl, they started racking up all these checks, spending all these checks. They stole her checkbook. They was buying stuff at the mart all over the place, just ruining her credit. And then she had to move out of the house that she was buying. She had to give it back to the bank. Not only because her credit was going south, but because she had to hide for him. And she had to give up her home. That was one of the things that I was like, man, I know that had to hurt. The way she was like, that's my first house, so proud, is mine. I worked hard, bought my first house. I'm a single parent with 2 kids, and I bought my first house. And all the damage he was doing to destroy that house, tearing off the doors, tearing out windows, just all kind of stuff that he was doing to her house. She had to leave the house. She told the bank what was going on, showed them all the police reports. They were basically like, hey, what can we do? You signed this contract for the next 30 years or however long it was. You signed this contract. I'm sorry you're being harassed and stalked and, assaulted and everything, but you signed this contract. It's like, okay, should I stay here where he knows where I am all the time, or should I lose my house and let it go into foreclosure? And she did what was best for her. She gave the house back. She moved. He did eventually find her again, and then she had to move again into a shelter. And that was the safest place for her till he got locked up. And again, just in case you guys forgot, he did get 40 years. He is not eligible for parole until he served 24 years. No eligibility of any parole until he served at least 24 years. And that's really good. And then if he doesn't get it in 24 years, then, I think you can like reapply every 5 years or 3 years. I don't know how it goes after that. I don't know. But we at least know he's going to be there for 24 years. And he went to prison a few years ago. So he got about 22 years more before he can even get, parole. Even, be eligible to get reviewed for parole. So that's a good thing. But as far as the victims, if it was going back to that, that person, that individual who did the cards and everything, once the police found her because she had got into a wreck down in down in Texas, she had got into a wreck. The person that she hit died, and when she was arrested, they found out she had a warrant back up here in Omaha for, falsification, stealing identity, basically identity fraud and theft. And so they was like, okay, she said, okay, if y'all tell y'all everything I know about this man, would y'all take those charges off? And they was like, okay, she's copping a plea. So that was one way that Latasha was able to have some kind of ally to put him in prison, because none of the other ladies, no, it was one other one, the one that he had tied up and tied her son up. That one, and the one who did the identity I can't talk. Identity fraud. Those two were the only ones out of all those ladies along that long list of people who was able to stand up and go to court and press charges against him. And I'm like, if all of those ladies would have stand up and got together, he could possibly be in there for the rest of his life. Like, he could be in there till death, because he technically got 24 to 40 or 24 to something like that, 24 to 40. And I'm just thinking if they all would have came forward, but it's like you can blame them for being scared, but it's like, somebody has to speak up. 22 victims. 22 victims. The man wasn't even that old, y'all. The man was not even that old. I mean, he was like in his early 30s. He wasn't even that old. So his victims, went back to, like high school, after high school, through the 20s, the 30s. All those ladies that he had assaulted, victimized, harassed, stalked, and none of them but Tosh and those two other ladies, one of them because of a plea deal, but she did it anyway, so that helped, and the other one. And the reason why the other one had did it was because it was like, okay, you done touched my child. It's one thing when it's you, but when somebody abuses you, and I'm not going to say everybody's like that, because we done all heard about situations where a parent will see their child abused physically, mentally, sexually, and they aren't strong enough to stop it or stand up for their child. So we see that. But in this case, this lady, she was like, you done tied my child up, you done beat me in front of my child, you done assaulted me and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, she was right there with Tasha. Like, where we go? Who do we talk to? So I'm really glad that she has somebody, because a lot of people didn't believe her. A lot of people did not believe her. And the man is from here, from Omaha, where we live. And like she was saying, he was like a star athlete, track, football. He was well known, very popular to a lot of people looking on the outside, and not knowing his true identity. They're like, come on now, him? And we see it all the time. How many Lifetime movies have you watched? Like, this is real life. This is like her story in a movie would be like, oh my God, this really happened? Like, I'm looking at her while she's talking, and mind you, I already knew like most of the story already before because we are friends and we go back like 10 years. So I knew most of the stories. Some details though I didn't know, and then find out to the interview, and I'm looking like, he did what are you kidding me? And people, a lot of people didn't believe her. They're like, oh, he's a good guy, he wouldn't hurt nobody. Why? He's handsome, he's physically fit, he's well known and he's popular. Why does he need to assault? Why does he need to take it? Why does he need to stalk? Why does he need to do any of this? He can have anybody he wanted. But he was one of them folks who like to have power and like to have control. And usually those people, it's something usually wrong with them. It's something usually wrong with them on the inside, that they have to do that to other people to build them up. So, a lot of people didn't believe her. And so, being that those other two ladies came forward, and they became allies to stand up against him, it worked. It worked. She didn't think it would work. She had mentioned in the interview that she had thought, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to give up. She even had, I remember when we used to walk together, and we were talking about that in the interview, because we were on the same dance team and anything. She doesn't dance on the dance team anymore, but back then she used to do a lot of activities with us. It was like me, her, and probably, I don't know, like 9, 10 other ladies. We would walk together, we would go out together, we would go dancing and stepping together. We would perform, with our line dance team, our hip hop line dance team. We would walk together almost every day, miles, just talking and talking and talking. And that's how all of us ladies became good friends. And slowly but surely, she started to disappear. We didn't know why. She was like, I can't come today. Or like she said in the interview, she said, I remember times when I would tell y'all, I can't, walk with y'all from the beginning where we walking from, but I can meet y'all halfway or meet y'all at this point. Or she couldn't come to class, or she couldn't come perform, or she couldn't do this, couldn't do that. It was because she was scared, and she always thought she was being followed, and she was trying to stay on the low, because she was afraid of him. And she also didn't want, a lot of people to know everything that was going on, because, he would threaten to hurt other people, and she was scared to get others involved. And that was the whole reason why she tried to handle it all herself. That didn't work. She finally reached out to family, reached out to friends, started telling her story. Eventually, again, those two other ladies, the one who did the identity theft and the other one, they, became allies. They, got him locked up. So I'm glad he's locked up. That's exactly where he needs to be. You guys, if you missed that interview, it was a really good interview. I gave a little bit of a recap of the interview, but you guys, you really need to watch it, really need to share it. There's a preview interview that I did that's only like 7 minutes, and then there's the full interview. So the preview interview is only about 7 minutes, and that's just like 7 minutes of the full video, of the full, interview. And that preview, that's one that I post, on my social media to get people, just a little clips of the story, and then it directs them to the full interview. So to watch the full interview, make sure you go to the right video, because one of them says preview and the other one says full live interview with Latasha Edwards. So make sure you guys watch that one. Make sure you share it. It's like, I agree with a lot of the people in the comments. A lot of people in the comments that was like, you have to talk, you have to speak up, you have to tell people, because there's always somebody out there to help you. But again, a lot of people are too embarrassed. They don't want to appear like they're weak, or they're gullible, or they're naive, or they're stupid, or dumb, or low self-esteem, or things like that. And it's not always that. It's not always that. Now, when we get into these relationships, like real relationships, and they've been together 5, 10, 15 years and enduring abuse all that time, now, yeah, somebody like that might have low self-esteem and, scared to leave. But when it's like in the beginning of just getting to know each other, and you see Latasha, that is a very strong woman. I've been knowing her for a long time. She is a very strong woman. She just got into a situation. It just hit her full force. She didn't see it coming, and it happened so fast. It's like this guy was super nice, then he went crazy within weeks. And she thought she could just call the police. This fool is crazy. This fool keeps calling me. This fool, she did what she was supposed to do. She did what she was supposed to do. But it didn't work. It didn't work. Hey, the real Kima K-Or. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Make sure you guys please hit the like button. And also, Kima and Miss Natalie Nolans, if y'all aren't connected, please feel free to connect in the chat. Just make sure you leave a little TV emoji next to their name when you connect with them. And make sure you like their video, one of their videos. You know how we do. Y'all know how we do. Watch a few minutes of a video, leave a comment. But both of you ladies are really good YouTubers. And welcome back, Miss Kima. I'm so glad to see that you're back and to see you go live. Although, I done missed a few of your lives already because I was at work. But I have been watching your lives and checking you out and everything. I'm so glad you're back. Yay! Yay. But yes, so please make sure you guys connect with each other. Both of you guys have some really nice platforms. So I enjoy both of your content. So, but that is, just a brief recap. I just wanted to do a little recap on the interview that I did. Again, if you guys didn't watch it, make sure you scroll through my videos and look for the full live interview with Latasha Edwards. Now, why are you gonna stop doing lives? Do you like uploading better than doing lives, Miss Kima? Or you just don't have a lot of time for it now? Because one thing about doing live videos, a lot of people do prefer uploading because live videos can be very lengthy. Depending on, you could be like, okay, I got 20 minutes. I'm about to go live and do this discussion and review. And then, it might end up being an hour, 2 hours with all the chit chat and, the comments and the chat and everything. You said no one coming in like, well, you did just come back. I would give it a chance. And honest to God, I don't even get your notifications. I happen to go to my home and then I look for videos. I just be looking for how you go to your home and it shows you all the videos people have done, and sometimes it shows them as live. And I'll see videos that you already have done, and I know I have your notification bell hit. I know I do. So, matter of fact, I know I do, but I'm gonna check anyway. I'm about to go to Kima K-Or. Yep, notification hit. So, but are you live right now, Miss Kima? Yeah, I hit the bell. Your bell. I hit your bell months and months and months ago when I first found you, and it still hit. It still got the lines around it, so I have the button hit. But if you're live right now, I think you're live right now. Because I was about to wrap up right now, and then I can jump into your live, honey. We can go over to your live. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, let me see. Let me go right to your main page. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn the bell off, and then I'm gonna turn it back on. Okay, I turned it off, and then I turned it back on. Yep, now let me go back. You're gonna go live tomorrow? Hey, Red Gal. You got a new person, Miss Kima. She just connected with you. She just connected with you. Hey, Miss Red Gal, how you doing? Matter of fact, let me see something real quick. Let me see something. Okay, Miss Kima, I undid the bell and then I hit the bell again. So what I'm going to do is make sure when you do your live, set the time and everything, and I'm going to show up in your live. Now, I might be a little late. I'm going to keep my eye out for it because a lot of times, y'all know I work a lot. I got several jobs. I got several jobs, but I try to keep up with everybody when they go live. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep my eye out. Do you know about what time you'll be going live? Like, will it be the daytime? Will it be the evening time? Yeah, support other black women. Most definitely support other black women. We got to. Most definitely. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my butt on off of here. Again, I was just trying to do a quick little recap of the interview that I did with Latasha Edwards the other day. Again, if you guys did not watch the video or maybe didn't get the notification, because YouTube do be tripping. There's people all the time talking about I didn't get my notification. Not just for my channel either. I be in other people's chats and people be like, I didn't get the notification. And I know I got your bell hit. So sometimes YouTube just be tripping too. But the more you go live, the more people get used to you going live, and the more people, be looking for you to go live. So I wouldn't stop just yet, Miss Real Kima. Don't stop just yet. Because I'm going to tell you something. When, I've been on here, it was a year, June 6th. I started June 6th of last year. And within 4 months, I had a copyright. And I couldn't go live for 3 months. I couldn't go live for 90 days. And because I couldn't go live, I was still uploading and I would get some views. And then when I got back and I started going live, people were like, it was very sparingly, coming in. But I kept at it and I kept going live, and kept networking. I would jump into people's chats. I would be all over the place. They see Tanya's Primetime TV everywhere. They see it everywhere, and I just noticed the numbers start going up, and people start watching me live. And I'm still not no big YouTuber. I don't have hundreds of people in my live when I go live. I'd be lucky if I get 20, 25, 30 people in my lives. But I know we're going to get there one day when we're going to have hundreds and hundreds in our live. Everybody moves differently based on content. Y'all know the people with the content, the messy content, the beefs and all that. They move really fast. They get up there really fast. But that's not my testimony. That's not my testimony. But honestly, that's how I felt too, Miss Kima. So that's why I said I understand, and that's why I wanted to tell you that story too. I had got a copyright strike, and that was 4 months in, and I had no idea. I'm like, what did I do? And then when I realized what I did, I'm like, oh dang, we can't do that. So it was I was new, and a lot of these rules, YouTube, a lot of it is Chinese. Why don't they just say straightforward what we can and what we cannot do instead of these long paragraphs, and you got to look up all these videos to find out what we can't do in this video. And so it was, but after that, I've been really, really careful, extremely careful. I don't even play music in my chats anymore. No music. Nope. If I get some music, I'm gonna find it on the free YouTube music list. Because they got thousands of songs that we could use, you know, for not for. I didn't mean to say for free, but that are not that don't have like copyright restrictions on them. So if y'all want to use, you know, songs that got copyright in them, just know you probably won't get paid. You know, that video won't get monetized, and the copyright person will get paid from it. And that's the main reason why I won't use music anymore, because it's like, why put music on my video and I can't get paid for it, but the person who holds the copyright gets paid for it every single time somebody watches my video. Even if that video gets watched 1,000,000 times, they getting paid every single time. So why? I'm not going to play no copyright music on my channel. But, you know, that's just me. Some people still do it, but, you know, that's just me. But, yeah. Oh, Red Gal. Oh, I'm sorry, Red Gal. That's the Nightbot. He's like, oh, you're throwing up too many emojis now. I think I have it set on like 10 or 12 for the maximum emojis because, you know, again, YouTube, they be tripping. With, you know, we can't curse a lot. We can't do too many emojis. We can't, you know, certain things. It's a lot of stuff that they refer to as spam. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for showing up tonight, tuning in to my recap of my interview. I'm looking forward to other interviews. I just got a text message saying, Auntie, can I come over? One of my nephews wants to come over, wants to spend the night. It is almost 11 o'clock at night. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. I guess everybody's still up over here, so I guess it ain't too late to come over. Let me see. Let me think on it. I'm going to have to speak to their daddy. Speak to my brother. What your kids doing out at 11 o'clock at night? You said, what's your URL so I can feature your channel? Hold on one second. Let me get it. And then I'll feature yours too. We can feature each other's. Okay, let me put my URL in. Copy. Okay, let's see. Copy. Paste. Okay, I'm about to put my URL in for you. Okay, there we go. I just entered it in for you. So you can feature my channel, and I'll feature yours too. Matter of fact, let me go to your channel. Ooh, these lights is hot. Ooh. Yes, it's summertime. It is summertime. And actually, my youngest son, he just got off of work. He's in there playing on his video games. So he probably going to be up for a while because he don't have to work tomorrow. And normally in the summertime, you know, I don't really have a curfew for these fellas around here. You know, one of them is 22. So as long as he comes in the house at a respectable time, you know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. But yeah. So he's probably going to be up for a while. So if he comes over, he can kick it with him and play video games with him. But yeah. So I just went ahead, Miss Kima. And I'm copying your... I'm copying yours now. Let me go to my channel. Let's see. Okay, customize channel. Okay, are you on IG, Miss Real Kima? You know what? Um, can you do it on your computer? What you'll probably have to do is you'll probably have to go to my main channel, to the main page, my home page. And then if you're on the phone and you're on the home page of my phone, at the top right, you can click the three dots and it says copy link. Let me see. Okay, I just typed it in. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, yes, go ahead and then just use that and go directly to my page, and then I'll put your, I copied your link so I can put your link in mine as well. But yes, I'm about to unplug this light. This light is burning me up, y'all. I told y'all it's hot up here. It's like 100 something degrees up here. It's so hot up here, and I got these bright lights on me, and I'm like, huh, I'm about to pass out on the live. I need air. I need air. In the air, everybody's air conditioners up here is kicking. I don't know how y'all do it in the South in the summertime. I went over to somebody's house today. Their air conditioner broke down. They gotta get a new air conditioner. I went to a restaurant the other day and their air conditioners broke down and they shut down for a few days. I'm like, people, air conditioners just breaking down. I thank God mine's still running, but it's sure working overtime. Okay, alrighty, y'all. I'm about to get off of here. Again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you check out the live interview, the live full interview that I did with Latasha Edwards the other day. It's on my video timeline. So please check that out. And please comment and let me know what you think about the interview. And as usual, bye-bye. As usual, Primetime Squad, make sure you guys stay safe. Be blessed. And I just saw your comment, Miss Red Gale. Thank you so very much. I'm sorry, I just saw your comment. Let me go back up so I can read the entire comment. You said, where is it? Okay, thank you for great topics. That's where it was. I know I had seen you had said something. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Red Gal. I try. I know I do TV show reviews and reality show reviews the most, but I do try to give y'all other topics like trending news, YouTube news, stuff like that. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you guys, in the meantime and in between time, I'm out. Deuces.